sick of this. We spend all day making candy. I want to see the outside world. If I lived here, I'd eat the whole place. I don't know how you stop yourselves.
We're more meat eaters now.
I like war, but I wouldn't say I love it. You can do anything if you believe in yourself.
Hello, this is Ryan from Ryan Studios, and I have a minifigure showcase for you guys here today. And this is Elfo minifigure that I made from the new Netflix original series called Disenchantment. I really like Elfo's character. I haven't watched the entire first season, but I really like his character, so I thought I would tackle him with Lego, or make a custom minifigure of him. I have 4 others in the works, which are Thanos, Green Arrow, Deadpool, and Venom. Deadpool's already done, Thanos is almost done, and I still have to work on Green Arrow, who's like almost halfway done, and Venom, who's like 20% done. So, this is Elfo. I really like him. He is really funny in the show, and he probably is my best custom minifigure now, unless Deadpool is, because I think he was pretty good that I did. But he is made up of 6 pieces, and I'm just going to go through this entire figure explaining how I did it, and the process took me about 4 hours in total to do just one figure, which half includes the time I spent waiting for stuff to dry. So now we're just going to look at him. He of course has his little blade, which I'm just going to work on right now. And this, I used an elven knife from the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings series, and I cut it up a little bit. I cut the edges, and I cut this to make it kind of sharper and shorter. I also tried to cover up the gold with Sharpie, and I also Sharpied this. I was originally going to paint this brown, but I knew it wouldn't fit in his hand, which I also painted. So, I had green hands, and you can kind of see because this got it off, but I painted the hands green to try to match the sand green skin tone that I was working with. I also used some red paint for his shoulders right there. I just used regular sand green arms for that because I had them. And then for his torso, I had an old space themed red torso. I have tons of them, so I didn't really care if I erased the printing off of one. So I erased the printing off of one and put some Sharpie X, which is I saw in the reference photo that I used. I also made his kind of collar and neck area, and it continues all the way onto the back. And if I take his head off, you can kind of see how that was done. Now for his hands, you could kind of tell that he has the elf shoes, so that's painted all the way. It's not painted in between because I couldn't get there, but I also have skin showing here. I tried to keep it up there, but I just couldn't, so at that point I just left it there. And then he has his blue shorts, which I really like. And now for his head I used a sand green on the ears, and for his little hair, I was originally going to 3D the hair to make it spike out, but then I realized it would be too much work, and I knew if I was 2D'ing the mouth area that I would just 2D the hair. So I used the Green Goblin hat from the Mighty Micro set, which was in the same colors that I needed. These were in green and these were in green, but they weren't, and this was in purple, but they weren't the right colors, and they were just too dark, so I had to change it up. I also got a white stud and mixed a lavender color with a white color, and I painted that stud and I glued it onto the end. It seems a little bit big, but it's fine with me. I also did some ear printing I got a Sharpie and get little ears, and then I just put some lavender here, and this is the same color they used for that and that and that. I also want to point out that a good way to get little details when you're painting is to actually use a pencil. You're supposed to sharpen a pencil and then dip it in the paint and then paint around everything. That's how I got it to look so nice there. And for his head, I'm not going to take this off to show you the entire thing, but I have his eyes, which actually I used a really cool piece. I used one of these pieces, and I dabbed white paint at the end of it, and I dabbed it on a piece of paper not to get most of the paint off of it, and then I just dabbed down the eyes. They're a perfect size. They look really, really nice. I was worried with doing the eyes, and it just came out really well. I like the way I did the nose, the mouth. The mouth looks okay. It's probably the worst part about him. And then I also did the hair that he has. It's almost like a sideburns, but not completely. So overall, I think this is probably one of the first really good custom minifigures. I know I did like custom clones, like I did this clone Executioner, but this isn't really it wasn't really custom enough where it was to the point where it's cool, and it's the first one I really used paint other than the Heath Ledger Joker, which I'm also gonna make a video on with a custom tumbler that I made. So yeah, and a good tip when you're using it is just get a random body that you don't really care about. And you could tell that I did Thanos' head on there, and a bit of Deadpool's head, because it's really helpful when you're painting a head. You don't paint it on the torso you're going to use, because if you mess up and you get it all over the torso, you have to start over. So you always do it on this this body that you don't really care about. It's always the best way to go, and it just really helps out in the end. So that's it for this video, guys. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.